Composite Gloves here, and this is the 33rd video in the Kontakt from the ground up tutorial series. And today we're going to be covering the tape Saturator. So I have it here, and I've got a cello ensemble opened up again in the same factory content we've been going through, and I bypassed it, so this is what it sounds like. Ooh, let me turn my monitors down. And so that's what it sounds like with the tape Saturator on, quite heavily applied. So you can see here what is going on. So it's basically supposed to simulate. So if you go to your tape Saturator, put it on there, it's basically supposed to simulate tape. So if you record it onto tape, you're putting magnetic pulses onto tape. Essentially is how tape recording works. You're imprinting magnetic pulses on it, and it does some things to your sound. So this is trying to emulate analog tape simulation, which is really cool. Analog tape tends to compress it just a little bit, and it tends to distort it just a itty bit. So this is great for those subtle effects, but you can turn it way up and it will compress and distort it a lot. So you have this high quality option. Again, you have the presets and the bypass, just like all the others. You have high quality option. This does oversampling. That's covered in my DSP basic series. Just go look up the one with oversampling in the title, I believe, and you will learn what that does. Then you have this thing called gain. Now, it doesn't actually make your sound louder, which causes me to think that this is some sort of just an amount, like a wet dry sort of. That's my best guess. If anyone knows like exactly, or you have a better explanation, but I think it's just a wet dry. So we have a warmth knob too. Now this one's a little mysterious. You could hear it's definitely messing with our bass frequencies. And that's pretty much what it says down here also. It says controls the low frequency, boost, cut, la la la. But there is no boost or cut for the low frequencies, unless that is something the gain does. Which it sounds to me like it does. So if you add a low frequency, so if you haven't watched my video on the EQ, FL, EQ, 8, EQ 2, you might want to check it out. But essentially, if our cutoff is right here, it will boost this. If we move it, it'll mess with it over here instead. So it's like a resonance type of deal. Also a DSP reference. That is my guess as well. Because there's no low passing reference anywhere except for in the description. So anyways, theory on what warmth does. And then we have this high frequency roll off, this HF, that's what it stands for. This is essentially just a cut. So if we have our upper frequencies, it's basically doing this. It's cutting them and reducing them. I'm not sure how far it reduces them, but it reduces them so that now I think it reduces them according to your gain setting, because this is compressing it as well. So, and if you are unfamiliar with kilohertz range, 12K is right about, let's see here, right about here-ish. So right around number 5. This is about 12 kilohertz. So it's moving around here, and you can go all the way up to 20, but you can only go down to 12. So that is what that is. So it's messing with that. Basically, you're rolling it down, so you could reduce it up to here. I'm not sure what the shape of this roll-off is. Well, a roll-off would insinuate something like this, some sort of shelf. But, yep, and then you have your output. So after the effect goes through, you can adjust the gain accordingly. So you could do gain it, run the compression and distortion really hard, and then you could upstage it to make up the difference for any lost output. So that is what this does. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Any knowledge, drop that in the comments. Subscribe because you like bacon, and have a blessed day.